At the Globe Theater, Prince Loki dramatically recites Hamlet's "to be or not to be" soliloquy while holding a skull, but the performance spirals into chaos. Thor, seated in the balcony, heckles Loki for botching the play's timeline, considering tossing rotten cabbage. A sudden storm of green lightning interrupts, pulling Loki into the air and causing panic. Captain Carter saves Loki, but the storm redirects, snatching Queen Hela instead. Despite Peggy's efforts, Hela disappears, leaving the realm in turmoil. Happy Hogan names Thor the new king, but Thor wants vengeance, not a throne. Scarlet Witch explains that Peggy was summoned from another world to fix the magical storms wreaking havoc, but even Wanda's powers can't stop them. Blaming Peggy for Hela's loss, Thor orders her capture. She escapes, determined to uncover the truth behind the storms. Peggy teams up with Tony Stark, a brilliant inventor, to study the green energy left behind on Loki's skull. They deduce the storms are caused by someone from the future stuck in this time. Tony suggests Thor's scepter could track the energy source, but since Thor won't hand it over, Peggy seeks out Rogers Hood, a thief leading a band of outlaws. She finds Steve Rogers mid-heist and discovers his uncanny resemblance to her lost love. Steve, similarly stunned by Peggy's resemblance to his late love, agrees to help her after a heartfelt moment. However, their planning is interrupted when royal guards disguised as yellowjackets raid their hideout. A fierce battle ensues, forcing the merry men to flee while Peggy is captured. In the royal dungeons, Peggy meets Bruce Banner, a subdued prisoner. When guards attack, Bruce transforms into the Hulk, smashing their way out. Peggy rides the Hulk to Tony's lab, where Tony reveals he's built a device to locate the source of the time rift. To activate it, they need Thor's scepter. Disguised as foreign nobles, Peggy, Steve, and their allies infiltrate Thor's court. As they attempt to retrieve the scepter, a new rift opens, threatening to tear the palace apart. Scarlet Witch struggles to contain the rift with her magic as Thor's soldiers clash with the group. Amid the chaos, Steve battles Happy Hogan, accidentally cutting off his prized feather and provoking him into hulking out. Meanwhile, Peggy duels Thor, who wields the powerful All-Father sword, in a brutal fight that shakes the palace. While the Hulk takes on Happy's monstrous form, Scott Lang and Tony activate the energy tracking device. Peggy uses it to identify the source of the disruption: Steve Rogers himself. Steve reveals that a battle with Thanos caused him to strike the Time Stone, which sent him hurtling back to the 1600s. Thor insists Steve must return to his time to save their world. Though Peggy hesitates, Steve activates the Time Stone himself, vanishing back to the future. Heartbroken, Peggy retreats to a tavern to grieve her loss. Strange Supreme finds her there, revealing that her mission isn't over yet and enlisting her help for the next phase of the battle.